Is this Wade's phone number I'm currently speaking to?
Yes, this is Wade. Who's asking?
This is Cliff. I borrowed Sam's phone. I'm the one who's been dating Sam for a while now.
I see.
This is a picture of Sam and me together. It's proof that we've been in a relationship.
When was this photo taken?
It was taken last month during a trip we went on. Sam told me she was going away on a trip with her old school friends, and she mentioned that she'd be staying overnight at this hotel. So we decided to further proceed with the relationship we had before.
Ah, I see. So, based on what you're saying, you are aware that Sam is my wife?
Yes, I am aware. That's actually the reason I'm calling. I wanted to talk to you about something important.
What exactly do you want to discuss?
To put it bluntly, I would like you to divorce Sam.
I see. Well, I'm sure you understand, but if a divorce happens, there will be compensation involved. Of course, I'm referring to the fact that I'll be making claims for damages against both you and Sam.
Yes, I understand that. I've thought about it, and I'm ready for that. That's why I'm reaching out to discuss things with you.
Also, Sam and I have a 3-year-old son. What's your position on that?
I would actually prefer if you could take care of him.
If that's the case, I will have to request child support from Sam.
Yes, I understand. And as her future husband, I will take full responsibility for providing for him. I'll make sure to pay the child support.
I understand your point, but just to confirm, does Sam know anything about this situation?
No, actually, Sam has no idea about any of this yet. Her birthday is coming up next month, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, here's what I'm hoping for. I would like to finalize the divorce before her birthday so that once she's officially free, I can propose to her as a surprise. I've been waiting for the right moment, and this would be perfect.
A surprise proposal, huh?
Do you understand my intentions? I'm serious about this.
I understand your intentions, and I see where you're coming from. But before I make any decisions about a divorce, I need to discuss this with Sam. So I can't give you a final answer right away. I'll need time to talk to her and then get back to you with a proper response.
I see. Well, I'll be waiting for your reply. I really hope you'll consider everything carefully.
I understand that you're serious about this. However, as I mentioned, I need to speak with Sam first. This isn't something I can decide on my own.
That's fair, of course. I completely understand. But let me tell you something. This isn't just some casual thing for me. Sam and I have been together for a while now, and we've built something important. I want to make her my wife, and I want to be with her for the rest of my life.
I appreciate that you're being honest with me about your intentions, but I still need to talk things over with Sam. I can't make any decisions without consulting her first.
I understand that, and I'll respect that. But I'll say this, I'm prepared for whatever comes next. I'm ready to support Sam in every way I can. And if that means being her husband, then I'll gladly step up and take on that responsibility.
I'm sure you will, but I also have responsibilities. As Sam's husband, I've taken on responsibilities that I don't plan to give up easily. I have a family to protect, and I'm gonna make sure that no one gets hurt in this process.
I understand that, I really do. But I want you to know that my intentions are pure. I want to be with Sam, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen.
Well, we'll have to wait and see how things unfold. Again, I will talk to Sam, and then I'll let you know where we stand.
Thank you for understanding. I hope that you will seriously think about what I've said and take it into consideration.
I will. I'll make sure to discuss it thoroughly with Sam. Please, be patient, and we'll figure things out.
Thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon.
Sam, where are you right now?
I just got off work and I'm on the train home. Well, that's usually the case, but what's with that tone?
I got a message from a man named Cliff earlier today.
Cliff?
He says he's your affair partner? So what's going to happen?
Well,
He showed me a photo from last month's trip as proof.
he went that far?
I was planning to wait and decide after hearing your side of things, but based on your reaction, I guess I can assume that what Cliff says is true?
Yes, I'm sorry, but that trip was with my friends from school. It was really just a friend's trip.
I see. And?
Cliff is a junior of mine, and he was traveling alone. It just so happened that we stayed at the same hotel. We hit it off and spent a lot of time chatting in his room about old memories, and the atmosphere just took over. I admit it. I'm sorry. I understand it's not about the number of times, but I want you to know that it was just that one time with Cliff. Since then, he's been messaging me a lot, but I haven't replied or met him.
I see.
I've been thinking for the past month about whether or not I should be honest with you. But now that it's come to this, I know I have to accept that divorce might be the only outcome. I'm really sorry.
Well, I understand now. We'll talk face to face when we meet.
Yes, I'm sorry.
But you know, there's something that doesn't quite add up between your story and Cliff's.
What doesn't add up?
Cliff was all ready to marry you.
What?
He said he wants to propose to you on your birthday next month, but he wants me to divorce you before that.
What is that? I don't even know how to respond. I didn't even have that intention, and if I could go back, I regret it all. I even talked to Cliff about it, but guess he didn't understand.
Anyway, we'll talk tonight. I'll show you the messages from him then. Divorce is almost certain for me, but I think there's something wrong with how Cliff and I are not on the same page.
Yes, I'm really sorry for all the trouble I've caused.
Wade, what do you mean by this?
Cliff, it's a pleasure to speak with you. I had Sam contact you, and this is the situation. We are proceeding with the divorce, but Sam has absolutely no intention of marrying you.
Why did you have to talk about the surprise?
What?
The surprise proposal. It was supposed to be a surprise. You can't just bring up the divorce without mentioning me at all.
Cliff, are you aware of your position right now?
Of course! That's why I'm offering to pay both the alimony and the child support for your son. I'm fully taking responsibility for all of that.
However, the issue is that Sam, the person involved, says she considers the whole situation a mistake. She wants to make amends to both me and our son, so she's willing to take care of the alimony and child support herself. She plans to pay from her own money.
Understood, then let's do this.
What are you suggesting?
I'll double the alimony that we initially discussed. How does $600 sound?
What?
It feels a bit strange to be offering money as compensation for Sam, but there's no choice, right?
Wait, hold on. $600? Are you serious?
Is that not enough? Fine, let's raise it to $800.
Hold on a second.
Oh, and we shouldn't forget the child support. So the total amount for both alimony and child support will be $900.
Wait.
I'm offering such a generous amount that I'm sure Sam will accept it without hesitation.
Cliff, let me explain something.
Yes?
Have you done any research on the typical amounts for alimony and child support?
Typical amount?
I'm not a professional, so I won't specify an exact amount, but since it was a one-time affair, it will likely be far less than a long-term affair. However, I can tell you that you should expect the number to be 1 digit higher than what you're anticipating.
What? So, 900?
No, it's the opposite. I've heard that the typical amount could be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
What?
In fact, if it had been a long-term affair, the total could even reach several $100,000.
That's completely absurd.
As for child support, the typical range seems to be between $200 and $400 per month.
That much?
Well, Sam has no intention of marrying you, and she plans to take care of the payments herself. You only need to worry about paying the alimony.
There's no way that's possible! Huh? It's ridiculous to be asked for such a huge sum of money when it's just a matter of two people who love each other and are meant to be together. You're trying to take advantage of me, aren't you? Or is this some sort of revenge for me taking Sam away from you?
Is that really how you see it?
Well, isn't it obvious? Sam and I confirmed our love for each other that night. We were meant to be together. She can't possibly mean what she's saying about not wanting to marry me. I'm sure you're forcing her to say that. Please, let Sam go and set her free from this situation. And as for alimony and child support, I'll settle for a total of $500.
I keep telling you, the numbers are completely off.
You're trying to punish me by demanding such an unreasonable amount of money. Fine, this is my final offer.
This is impossible. We're not getting anywhere with this conversation. Continuing to text about this will just waste time. I'm hiring a lawyer.
What?
For now, please stop contacting me or Sam directly. Sam has already blocked you, I believe.
What? That can't be right. Please, let me speak to Sam.
I'm sorry, but from now on, I request that you refrain from contacting either me or Sam. I've confirmed your current address through Sam's friends, so I believe a lawyer will be coming to visit you soon.
I won't accept this. I finally got together with Sam. Meeting again at that hotel was definitely fate. It was a sign that we were meant to be together. I've loved Sam since we were in school, and now we're finally together. Don't you dare get in the way of our love.
After the divorce from Sam, I was granted custody of our son. The decision wasn't made lightly, and there were a lot of emotional and legal battles we had to face. Sam and I had been through a lot together, and the road to separation wasn't as clear-cut as I had initially hoped. But in the end, after everything settled, I was the one who ended up with custody of our child. Sam had shown a lot of regret for her actions during the marriage, and that was something I didn't take lightly. It wasn't easy, but I decided to be understanding. Sam, realizing the seriousness of her situation and the consequences of her actions, agreed to reduce the alimony she would owe me. This was a significant step because, at one point, I thought the amount she would be required to pay would be much higher. However, we came to an agreement that she would make payments for child support in installments, which allowed us both some breathing room financially. We also decided not to go through with a division of property, meaning that I wouldn't be entitled to a share of her assets. In a way, this was a relief because it simplified the process, though I would be lying if I said it wasn't a little disappointing. The financial arrangements had been difficult to settle, but it was the emotional aftermath of the divorce and dealing with Cliff that took the longest time to sort out. Cliff, who is a key part of our separation, became a significant source of stress and conflict. From what I could gather, he seemed to believe that Sam's reluctance to marry him was somehow tied to our son and me. He thought that the bond I shared with my son was preventing Sam from being able to fully commit to him. This idea came out of nowhere, but it became a huge issue for all of us. Cliff, for reasons I still don't fully understand, became increasingly erratic in his behavior as time went on. There were several incidents where Cliff's behavior escalated. At one point, he made an attempt to abduct our son. I couldn't believe what was happening. I never thought something like that would happen to us. He tried to take my son, and it was all too much. That was when I realized that things had gone too far, and I had to take action to protect both myself and my child. Cliff didn't stop there, though. There were other disturbing incidents, such as me being attacked one night while walking alone. I was injured, though not severely, but the fear and trauma I experienced from those events stayed with me long after the physical wounds had healed. These incidents were too much to handle, and I knew I had to protect my son and myself. I filed a report with the police detailing everything that had happened. I felt a strange sense of relief when the authorities took the situation seriously and did what they could to ensure that Cliff was taken away and placed where he couldn't hurt us anymore. It wasn't an easy process, and it took a long time before I felt safe again, but I knew I had done what I needed to do to safeguard my family. I couldn't allow Cliff's actions to dictate my life or my son's future. During this time, I had to make some decisions that would affect the rest of our lives. I couldn't stay in the same place with all that had happened, so I packed up and moved away with my son. We moved into my parents' house, a place I had not lived in for many years. It wasn't ideal, but it felt like the safest place to be at the time. I didn't want to risk staying in a place that felt unsafe, not with everything that had occurred. My parents were incredibly supportive, and having them around gave me the strength I needed to move forward. They helped me and my son settle in, and it felt comforting to know that we were surrounded by people who cared about us. Sam, for her part, also decided to move out of the home where she had been living. She went back to her parents' house, which wasn't a decision I expected her to make, but it was probably for the best. I knew she needed to get some space and sort things out in her own way. The situation was difficult for everyone involved, and we all needed time and space to heal. It wasn't just about me and Sam anymore. It was about our son and what was best for him. I couldn't let the events that had happened affect his life any more than they already had. Now, our relationship with Sam is limited to being co-parents. We only contact each other when necessary, and it's all about our son. That's all that matters. We don't talk much beyond the essential things like arranging schedules and ensuring that our son's needs are being met. While I wish things had turned out differently, I know that this is the best course of action for everyone involved. We've both had to make sacrifices, but at least now we're both focused on what's most important. As for Cliff, things have been quiet for a while. I'm not sure what happened with him after everything ended, but I know that I did what I could to keep him away from my family. His parents, who were probably just as shocked by his actions as I was, reached out through their lawyer to apologize for the way things unfolded. It wasn't much, but it was something. I was glad to hear from them because it meant that they recognized how wrong their son had been in this entire situation. I never wanted things to get this far, but I knew I had to take a stand for the safety and well-being of my son and myself. Now, as time goes on, things are starting to feel a bit more normal. The fear and anxiety that haunted me during those dark times are slowly starting to fade. I can finally breathe again, and for the first time in a long while, I'm starting to feel like I have control over my life. It's been a long and difficult journey, but I know I made the right choices. I'm just focusing on my son, my family, and rebuilding our lives together. I have no idea what the future holds, but I know that we're stronger now, and I'm ready to face whatever comes next. Looking back, I realize how much I've learned through everything that's happened. It wasn't just about surviving, it was about finding the strength to move forward even when it seemed impossible. I don't regret my decisions, and while I still have a lot of healing to do, I know that I've done what was necessary to protect my son and give him the life he deserves. Peace is slowly returning to our lives, and I'm hopeful that the worst is behind us. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.